Welcome one, welcome all. It is time for, you guessed it, liftoff.
T-minus 10,
Come on,
9,
let's get
8,
going.
7, 6,
Pongámonos
5,
en marcha.
4, 3,
Marcha,
2,
marcha.
1,
Queremos
0.
marcha.
Ignition.
Here we go.
Liftoff.
Come on.
Liftoff. 30 minutes after the
Let's do this. Come on.
Get ready.
Hold on to your
Strap
hats.
on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your
And
hats.
get ready for the ride of your life.
The show with no. It's show with no name time.
On Fun Radio. Come on. Let's go. Go. Welcome. Are you ready to rock? Are you psyched? Are you stoked? Are you pumped? Tres formas de decir motivados. Welcome, amigos. It's a pleasure to be here with you yet again for another amazing episode of the show with no name. And what makes these episodes so amazing? You guys. That's right. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Feliz Navidad. Oh, hey, now we can actually sing it because it's right around the corner. You say a la vuelta de la esquina, if I'm not mistaken. Well, folks, it's official. Christmas is almost here. You can taste it in the air. In fact, let me give you a little, I'm preparing something for my daughter's class. I like to visit them a few times a year. You know, I'm one of those involved dads. I think it's important. So I'm going to give you the same vocabulary that I'm going to give the 6-year-olds. Let's see if you know it. Easy one. Estrella. Star. Campanas. Bells. Calcetines, pero no las que llevamos en el día a día, las de Navidad. Because those are socks. But the Navidad ones, stockings. That's right, stockings. Y regalos, gifts, or presents. All right, bola de Navidad. Did you say ornament? Great job. Y bastones? Same. Candy canes. We call them candy canes. And lazo? Lazo is bow. That's right. Oh, I'm listening to myself over. I'm like, wait a second. Am I hearing some kind of, okay, that's what it is. All right. I'm like, wait a second. I'm going crazy. I'm hearing an echo. That's because I was testing the live show on my phone, and I'm like, wait, am I hearing my own voice? Okay, so lazo is bow. We're going over some basic, if you guys will notice, I can share this with you. I've got a little image that I've prepared to go to my daughter's school. And we're going to sing some Christmas carols. We're going to review the vocabulary I'm reviewing with you right now. So, and we're going to do a craft you call a manualidad. All right. So we said bow, que no nos liemos, porque la palabra bow es hacer reverencia o hacer los saludos, lo que hace un actor, right? After a play. They're spelt exactly the same, right? The actor with a bow started to bow. Okay. Árbol de Navidad, that's an easy one. Christmas tree. What about acebo? There's a hard one. Holly. Bueno, holly me suena de otra cosa, right? Hollywood. Eso es. Pues madera de acebo is the name of this famous town, as they call it. De hecho, se llama también Tinsel Town. And tinsel es espumillón. So look at that. Holly and tinsel, two words related to Los Angeles, California. And they're words you probably already know. Now, remember, the word holly is 2 L's, because if we only put 1 L, it's holy. All right, so holy, 1 L, holly, 2 L's. All right, chimenea. Now, this one seems easy, but then it's not really because I've heard a lot of people say chimney, but it's not chimney. In English, it's two syllables chimney, 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 chimney. In the song, it's like that, but the real word is spelled Chimney, chimney. All right, copos de nieve. I remember telling my daughter, tú comes copos de maíz para desayunar. And she says, cornflakes. I go, so then if they're made of nieve? She said, snowflakes. I said, well, there you go. All right. The next one, trineo. Oh, dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. That's right. The word sleigh is trineo. And that's a weird one because it's spelled S-L-E-I-G-H. Sleigh. Corona. And I don't mean crown corona. The one that you find, in royalty, they wear crowns, or when you go to Burger King, wreath. Con una W empieza, W-R. So wreath, como la palabra wrist, que es muñeca, tiene W-R, pero la W es completamente muda. Se empieza con la R, wreath. All right, here's a really easy one. Even if you didn't know it, it's an easy one. Globo de nieve. I love these things because they're cool, even not at Christmas time. There are ones, if you go on vacation to New York or wherever, you can get them as a souvenir. We call them snow globes. Igualito, no? All right, what about vela? Another easy one. Candle. And let's go a step further. Esto no lo he traído para los niños, pero seguro que vosotros lo sabéis. Mecha. Esa parte de la vela. Mecha. Well, have you heard of the air freshener called Air Wick? No, hay una marca muy famosa que se llama Air Wick. Pues es mecha de aire. So there you go. If you know that product name, then you'll also know that the word wick is what is the string part of the candle, the part that you light. All right. Encender is to light. It's an irregular verb. Light, lit. We lit the candles before dinner. Okay. Cuidado porque es irregular. It's not lighted. We lit. So it's light, lit. Then we've got reno. Rudolph the Red-Nosed. That's it. Reindeer, you got it. The next one, gorro or gorra. In English, they're both. Hat, right? We've got Santa's hat. We've got also, I always forget this word, castañas. Castañas. Okay, I'll give you another song. In fact, most of these are in songs. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. That's right, chestnuts. Como chest, como pecho. Chestnuts. And the last one, you say muñeco de nieve. You don't say hombre de nieve like we do. Well, if you know the musical Frozen, do you want to build a snowman? Now, you can tell I have a 6-year-old daughter. Do you want to build a snowman? And that is what we say for muñeco de nieve. So if you guys want, I can share this image with you. I've got it here in my phone. Maybe I'll share it on X, or I'll find a place to share it where you guys can get it, maybe even on Instagram as well. And then you can go over it with your kids, or even just with yourself, your nieces, your nephews, and learn some of the key Christmas vocabulary. All right, well, folks, we've got a lot of stuff to do on today's show, so why don't we kick things off with today's Say What soundbite. Say what? Yes. Say what? All right, amigos, your Say What soundbite here on the show with no name. As always, we're going to hear all different accents in this section, all different situations. And this is good because you're training your ear. And we're also working on summarizing, right? To summarize or to sum things up. It's an important skill to know how to do in your own language, isn't it? Knowing how to make a long story short, as we say, right? So to make a long story short, in a nutshell, summing up, those are all different ways of say resumiendo o en resumidas cuentas, as you say in Spanish. Also, let me remind you guys, we've got our last question of the week of 2025. What a year it's been. Thank you again for all of you who have been with us, hanging out, learning, laughing, whether you tune in live on the live stream or you're tuned in via podcast or the Vaughn Radio app. Thank you. Thank you for laughing and learning with me. 2025 has been a crazy year over here. But I have faith, because I gotta have faith that 2026 is going to be better. Yeah, well, it's, I don't want to get into my personal things here, but 2025 was a tough one for me. So I'm looking to the future with positivity, with an open mind, and hoping that 2026 kicks 2025's ass all over the place. And I wish you guys the same. All right, so the last question of the week: what makes you jealous or envious? Usually jealousy is a bad thing. It's okay to be envious. That's how we have role models. I'm envious of the way you speak in public. I think it's a really good thing. I want to, copy. I want to follow suit. Otra forma de seguir tu ejemplo. So what makes you jealous or envious? Yeah, maybe flirting makes you jealous. If your significant other is a flirt, alguien que le gusta flirtear, well, it's understandable. I think that would make anybody jealous. So you can say either one. Just, the difference usually is envy is like, wow, I look up to you, te admiro, and jealous is that son of a gun. Okay, so what makes you jealous or envious? You can record it on your phone and you can send it to aalonso@grupovon.com. As you know, that's my email address, aalonso@grupovon.com. And also thanks to all of you who this year have sent me your double trouble suggestions, homophone suggestions. I think I've used all of them. And if not, well, let me know, because sometimes, they get lost somewhere in my inbox. So be persistent with me. I've got to say, even my mom, I'm like, Mom, we're busy all weekend. Be persistent. Call us, and we'll see when we can pick it up. Because, for example, this past weekend, oh my God, did not stop. We got together on Friday, all of us at Vaughn Radio, and that was a blast. Saturday, huge Christmas party with I think there were about 25 or 30 of us. And those are friends that my daughter went to preschool with, La Guarderia. And then yesterday we went to my home away from home, as many of you know, Parque Warner. Oh, I love that place. I love it. And at Christmas, it's beautiful. It's all lit up. And mira, la palabra lit, encendido, el iluminado. We just looked at the past tense and the participle of light. So it was all lit up. Beautiful, beautiful time of year. There's something, I was saying it because we were with Andy Vaughn as well yesterday, Andrea, Richard's daughter. And we were saying there's just something about lights that attract people, something about colorful lights, and it's true. Even if Christmas isn't your thing, there's just something about, wow, it just looks so nice. Things look nice when they're lit up. And I guess that's why when you make a movie or a series, there's a whole lighting department. Hay un departamento de iluminación. And in theater, it's very important as well. So, all right, well, let's listen to our Say What soundbite. We're going to listen to it for the first time. As you know, we'll listen to it a total of 4 times. And as always, give me your take, your feedback on what you heard, and then hopefully also you can get it word for word before the end of the show. Here we go.
Am I missing something here? What, Scotty? I don't get it. I don't understand this. You were my partner. Had you and Donna and the kids over to dinner, what, 20 or 30 times? Thanksgiving, birthdays. I trusted you. I trusted you, you bastard!
Alberto, estoy leyendo un cómic y me estoy dando cuenta de que todas las onomatopeyas que salen son verbos en inglés.
Of course, man. We love making it easy.
Por ejemplo, aquí pone chomp y está un animal masticando.
Sure, to chomp.
Es mascar, ¿no?
Sí, mascar. Y lo haces con tus piños. You're chompers.
Ah, chompers es los piños grandotes, ¿no? Vale, y to click, por ejemplo.
To click. Well, to click is what you do on a computer. You click. Pinchar.
Perfecto, pinchas con el ratón. Claro, tiene sentido. To gulp.
Well, before I was gulping my soda. Gulp, 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 gulp.
Claro, estás tragando como un pato.
Eso es, no es lo mismo que sip. Sorber.
Bien. To thump.
Thump. Don't thump your fist on the table. No des un pum, pum en la mesa.
De hecho, el conejito de Bambi se llamaba Thumper.
Eso es, todo tiene sentido en inglés.
Claro que sí, por eso hemos hecho el tercer libro de This Book is the Milk, que se llama This Book is the Shit. Este libro es la leche. Por Alberto Alonso
Y Damián Moya.
Así da gusto aprender. Y lo sabes.
And you know it. That's right, folks. You can pick it up at Vaughn Tienda, also at Casa del Libro, and wherever fine books are sold. This book is the shit, just one of the many materials that we've produced over here at Vaughn. But we're not taking a look at This Book is the Shit in today's pop quiz. We're taking a look at my first book, where it all started, English Everywhere. So, without any further ado, sin más, it's time for today's pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. That's right, folks. Welcome to our pop quiz. And whether you need to get a checkup or maybe you need to go in and get an x-ray, radiografía, a checkup es una revisión, or you're one of these people who spends your life in the ER, in emergency rooms. Yeah, there are some people who are kind of like hypochondriacs, and it's like, oh, I've got a little sniffle. I guess I've got to go to the emergency room. Well, either way, this chapter is going to help you because we are going to the hospital. And first things first, let's pronounce it correctly. I've heard many people say hospital, right? So let's say it together. Ha, like ha, ha, ha. Hospital. We're going to the hospital. And I hope I don't see you in ICU. You get it? Espero no verte en la UCI. I hope I don't see you in ICU. All right, well, everybody listen carefully. And as always, I'll have a couple questions for you afterwards. This is an audio excerpt from English Everywhere. English Everywhere. All right, that's right. We're back for another exciting chapter. And today we're going to
where?
The doctor's office.
Oh no.
Oh no, the doctor is in. Ha llegado el médico. The doctor is in, and we're going for a checkup today. Vamos a una revisión médica. We've got to do our yearly checkup, Marina.
Is it absolutely necessary?
I don't want to sound like your mom here, but yes, it is, young lady.
Oh my God, there are so many wonderful places to go to. Why do you have to take me to the doctor?
Well, the doctors, it's a necessary evil, como hemos dicho en el otro capítulo. It's a necessary evil.
Couldn't we go to a theme park instead?
I'll tell you what, if you're good at the doctor's office, I'll take you to the theme park.
Oh dear.
All right, but you've got to be a good patient. Are you a good patient?
No, I'm not.
Okay, well, at least you admit it. Al menos lo
Yes, I
admites.
can't stand the sight of blood, for instance.
Okay, yeah, my father is like that
Oh.
too. Sure. Well, y lo bueno es que lo pronunciaste bien. No dijiste blood, sino dijiste blood.
All
Lo mismo que
Blood.
inundación, que es
Flood.
flood. Blood. Ese sonido.
Yeah.
Flood. Blood.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now when was the last time you went to the doctor?
This morning.
This morning. Okay. You went to the doctor this morning? Really?
Yes.
Wow. Pero esto es casualidad o qué?
No, it is true.
Wow. I can't believe it.
Yes.
Wow. Incredible.
For
Okay.
a checkup.
And what did the doctor say? Are you okay?
Yes, I am.
All right. That's good. You're
Yeah.
healthy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So that's why I'm so happy.
There you go. You're healthy, saludable. Now, do you take good care of yourself? Do you do exercise? Do you eat correctly?
Well, I don't do much exercise, but I don't do many bad things.
Okay. So you
Unhealthy
live a
things,
healthy
yeah.
lifestyle.
Kind of, yeah. I
Okay.
walk. I don't run or I don't go swimming, which I would love to because I
Sure.
don't have time. But I walk and I don't take the elevator. Whenever
Okay.
I go, I avoid taking elevators.
Yeah, these
And
little healthy choices.
Yeah,
that we
little
can-
everyday things
Sure.
that at least I feel a little bit less guilty by
Yeah.
doing these little things.
Now, do you eat an apple every day?
Yes, because I like to keep the doctor away.
Y eso es la expresión donde te llevaba. You read my mind. Tenemos una
Okay.
expresión en inglés. An apple a day keeps the
Keep-
doctor away.
Yeah.
Entonces,
keeps the
si
doctor
comes
away.
fruta, vamos,
Yes.
que no tienes que ir al médico
If you
tanto.
eat healthy food, you won't have to go to the doctor.
Absolutely.
I eat an apple a day and a banana a day and a pear a day and an apricot a day.
Bueno, tu expresión es
and a
mucho más
peach
larga.
a day. I try to eat 5 pieces of fruit every day.
That's great. That's great. Now, what I do is I put all my fruit into one and I have a smoothie.
Oh, not
Yo me
bad.
tomo, I have a smoothie, which I love in the morning with all different kinds of fruit
Mhm.
because I live in a neighborhood where I get a lot of fresh, exotic fruit too.
Fruits.
So, yeah, this is I don't have an apple physically, but
Yeah.
I blend it into a smoothie. All right. Well, we're going to go over to the hospital now. We're going to go check,
Okay.
we're going to go meet with our doctor now. And let's see what the doctor has to say. Now, we say médico is
Doctor
a doctor.
mm-hmm.
And
or
so
physician?
physician as well. You can have your physician is like your local doctor. Absolutely. And then, of course, there are so many different kinds of doctors.
Yes.
Cardiologist, optometrist, de los ojos. Even we were talking about the dentist, periodontist, right, is another type. So we've got so many ists aquí. Y bueno, pues that's now your specialty. If you're what kind of doctor you are, a chiropractor, right, de la
Yeah.
espalda. All right, so let's take a look at this one. What about enfermera?
A nurse.
A nurse. Very good. A nurse. Okay. All right. Puntos. Puntos.
Oh, stitches.
Stitches. Muy bien.
Stitches.
To get stitches. So,
Yes.
have you ever gotten stitches?
Oh, maybe.
You don't
Maybe.
remember?
No. If I got the stitches, was a long time ago.
Okay. I've never gotten stitches. I'm pretty lucky there because I've hurt myself several times with my high risk
Yes.
snowboarding and all my activities. But knock on wood, tocar madera, I've never had stitches. Nunca he tenido puntos, stitches, okay? Y to stitch es literalmente
Mhm.
coser algo, to
Yes.
stitch something, okay? All right, let's take a look. Una bata médica. Y te doy una pista. Es un programa de televisión, una serie muy famosa.
I don't think this is a good clue for me.
Okay, se llama Scrubs. Hay una serie que se
Scrubs.
llama Scrubs. All right, well, folks, there you go. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Each of those audios last around 26 minutes. You've got 40 different chapters, And it's practical English, but all while having fun, reviewing common mistakes and all that jazz. It's English everywhere, inglés en cualquier parte, and you can pick it up wherever fine books are sold. Folks, we'll be right back with much more Show with No Name, so stick around. Welcome back. Welcome back, amigos. This is the second part of today's Show with No Name. Man, we've got a lot of stuff to look at here. So let me give you the pop quiz challenges. Are you ready? I don't know if you're ready for today's. Why? 3 double troubles. Plus, we're going to do our double trouble later on. Oh my God, are you serious? That's right. 3 double troubles. So in all 3 of these examples, you've got to use the same word twice. Number 1, el médico se va a lavar / frotar las manos después de ponerse la ropa quirúrgica. Las batas estas que ponen verdes, okay? So, number 1, you got to use the same word twice. El médico. We're going to look at 6 different meanings here, or maybe more. El médico se va a lavar / frotar las manos después de ponerse la ropa quirúrgica. La bata, la ropa médica esta. Number 2. Tengo dolor de garganta o me duele la garganta. Espero que no sea faringitis o amigdalitis. Lo he buscado, pone faringitis, amigdalitis. All right? So, me duele la garganta o tengo dolor de garganta. Espero que no sea faringitis o amigdalitis. That is number 2. And number 3, estábamos partiéndonos la risa cuando le pusieron puntos. That's not a reason to laugh, but we've got to stretch our imagination here a little bit in our double trouble. So, tough today because you're limited here. Number 1, el médico se va a lavar / frotar las manos después de ponerse la ropa quirúrgica, la bata, esto verde que llevan los médicos. Number 2, me duele la garganta o tengo dolor de garganta. You can say it either way. Espero que no sea faringitis / amigdalitis. And the third one, estábamos partiéndonos de la risa o nos partimos de la risa cuando le pusieron puntos. Now, that's not very nice. But hey, if you remember that sentence, then maybe you'll associate the 2 words and you get 2 for the price of 1. So good luck in today's pop quiz. It's not going to be an easy one, but I'm sure somebody will get it. All right, now let me also give you your Say What soundbite. I've got to give it to you for the second time, and we'll see if you guys can make heads or tails of it. And to make heads or tails of something is to decipher it, to see if you can understand it or shed some light on it. That's another way of saying it as well. All right, here we go. Your Say What soundbite for the second time.
Am I missing something here? What, Scotty? I don't get it. I don't understand this. You were my partner. Had you and Donna and the kids over to dinner, 20 or 30 times? Thanksgiving, birthdays, I trusted you. God, I trusted you, you bastard!
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace.
Mhm.
Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah, wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así da gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damian, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
Vaughantienda.com.
It's the Shit. That's right, folks. This book is the shit, but today we're taking a look at English everywhere. Inglés en cualquier parte. Again, you can pick it up at Von Tienda or wherever fine books are sold. And remember, we've got offices in Madrid, Barcelona, Bilbao, Vigo, Valladolid, Valencia, Santander, and Zaragoza. And we've got special deals going on right now for the holidays. So if you're interested in doing some of our intensive programs, and well, I'm sure there are other deals as well, go to our website, grupovon.com, and or follow us on social media. All right. I see we've got a lot of students participating. This is awesome. Great to have you with us, folks. All right, let's take a look at a few things from this chapter. As I said, there are 40 chapters in this book, English Everywhere. From the hospital to the nightclub. We don't say discotheque, we say nightclub. Going shopping, in the kitchen, the human body, in the car, at the airport, at a wedding, and so on and so forth. So you've got a lot of different situations. And as you can hear in the audio, we also look at idiomatic expressions. We look at pronunciation, homophones, double troubles. So, kind of you can expect stuff that you see here in the show with no name. In fact, we looked at the expression, an apple a day. You know the rest? Keeps the doctor away. It doesn't mean that if you eat apples, you're not going to get sick, especially if you don't wash them right. Well, guys, think about that. An apple that you don't wash well or peel is full of pesticides. So careful with those apples. I guess back in the day, they were healthier. So the expression is an apple a day keeps the doctor away. But really, that means if you eat healthy, if you have a healthy lifestyle, you'll get sick less often. Another expression that comes to mind is, that's just what the doctor ordered. What does that mean? I think you would say, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, es como agua de mayo. Es justo lo que yo necesitaba, right? Another way we can say it, it's a godsend. Mandado desde Dios, no? Una bendición. Think of it. I'll give you an example. I just ran a marathon, okay? And at the end, my daughter hands me a bottle of water. And I say, oh, thank you, Lara. That's just what the doctor ordered. Justo lo que me hacía falta en este momento. And did you know that the word doctor is also a verb? And it doesn't have to do with medicine. Nope. Well, you can doctor a photo, alterar, a document, right? You can doctor it, alterar, manipular. And it's not doctor, it's a. Piensa que esa primera O es más como una A. Doctor. Okay, so to doctor, again, I'm sure many of you know it. You know the word, but did you know that it also means, I don't know about that photo. It looks doctored, alterado, manipulado. Another word like that has another meaning is to nurse. So we know nurse is another way to say it in the United States is RN. She's an RN. He's an RN, registered nurse. Okay, RN. But also it's cuidar de alguien, right? So she's nursing her father. It's also lactar. If you're nursing a baby, you'll know from the context, right? If you're nursing your father, it's like, wait a second. The context will tell you there if we're talking about, I love it. I had a student I'll never forget. Valle was her name. And she goes, oh, I was giving my daughter the tit. I'm like, no. I was breastfeeding or nursing my daughter. We don't say to give the tit. I was cracking up. Also, to nurse, it's got many meanings, I'm realizing, is to drink something very slowly. I remember my friends when say, Alberto, come on, man, you're nursing your beer. We're ready for another round. You're nursing it. So, cuidar de, lactar como verbo, y también tomar algo lenta. Well, piénsalo. ¿Qué haces? Bueno, la teta. I remember my daughter not drinking it slowly. But and the pronunciation is not nurse, it's nurse, como si fuera una E ahí en vez de una U. All right, so those are just some words. We already looked at ICU, intensive care unit, ER, and you see this a lot. CAT scanned, right? A CAT scan, you say TAC, al revés, right? ADN, DNA, right? And they use, in fact, there are a lot of ones I don't even know. I know MRI is another one, magnetic resonance imaging, right? MRI. But they use a lot of abbreviations in the medical field. And there's a reason for it, I imagine. Well, once you say something a million times, you need to cut to the chase. Hay que ir al grano, especially if you're working in, ICU or ER, right? Seconds count. It's like, I need a magnetic resonance imaging. Come on, John, I haven't got all day here. I need an MRI, ASAP, right? Okay, so doctor, nurse, we're going to look at puntos, bata médica. Jeringuilla is a syringe or a needle. We also say needle, right? He's afraid of needles. And lo que es, cuando te pinchan es a shot. He got a shot, a tetanus shot, for example. Another thing, remember, your itis is our itis. Laryngitis, laryngitis, right? Conjuntivitis, conjunctivitis. También lo llamamos pink eye. Camilla, I always thought this was an interesting one. A stretcher. This is when you see sometimes like an athlete, they take them off the field because they get injured. They take them off on a stretcher. Bisturi. Ooh, there's a difficult one. You know that one? Bisturi. I always thought that was a funny word when I hear bisturi. I don't know. It sounds like a dance or something. We call it a scalpel. A scalpel. Another one I've heard mispronounced often is ambulance. Ambulance. I've heard people say ambulance, right? La U es U. Ambulance. Okay. Gasa. not Gaza. That's Gaza. Gaza, it's easy. Gauze, right? A bandage. We also call the small ones tirita. We call them a band-aid. Now, the British call them plasters. Do you have a plaster? And a band-aid, well, in Estados Unidos, that is the brand name, okay? Under the weather, many of you know that one. Under the weather. Tengo mocos. You can say, I have a runny nose. Si te están cayendo los mocos, that's to have a runny nose. Si no te están cayendo, si las tienes en la cabeza, I'm stuffed up. I'm congested. Right? So that's the difference. If you have a runny nose, that means it's all coming out. That's a good sign. Right? And if not, you can say, I'm stuffed up. I'm congested. But runny nose, we don't say I have snots. Right? Tengo mocos. We don't say that. And also, snot is the liquid one. Boogers are the hard ones. Right? Snot is the one that drips out of your nose. And boogers are those ones that, that you got to pick at. Either way, as we say in English, you can pick your nose, you can pick your friends, but don't pick your friend's nose. ¿Lo has pillado? You can pick your nose, meter el dedo en la nariz, sacar mocos. You can pick your friends, escoger los amigos, but don't pick your friend's nose. Pero no le sacas los mocos a tu amigo. All right, let's see. Here's another one I hear a lot. People say, I feel bad. No me encuentro bien, estoy malito. I feel bad es culpabilidad en inglés. I don't feel well. I'm under the weather. I don't feel so hot, right? Those are different ways to say no me encuentro bien. I think I'm coming down with something. If you're coming down with something, it means you're starting to get sick. I think I'm coming down with the flu. or si no sabes lo que es, I think I'm coming down with something. I feel weak. I feel nauseous. I'm under the weather. Let's see, what else have we got here? The waiting room, that's easy. La sala de espera. A blister, ampolla, a blister. And inside of a blister, you have pus. You say pus, muy parecido. Pus, right? Tos, cough. I have a cough, right? I have a cough. So what am I going to take? I'll take some cough syrup. Just be careful there too, because we take medicine, we have food. So you should have something before you take that medicine. Deberías comer algo antes de tomar. I know in Spanish, tomar is both words, but for us, it's tener algo es comer, right? You should have something to eat or have something a secas before you take something, right? They say a lot of times you shouldn't take medicine, any kind of medicine really, on an empty stomach, right? You could get nauseous, and I don't think it's good for your stomach anyway. What about de guardia? The doctor is on call. O sea, que le pueden llamar en cualquier momento. On call, listo para acción. It's a song by the group Kings of Leon. I'm on call. I don't know if you've heard it. I think there he means for love. I don't think he's a doctor. Another one, blood. I've heard people say blood. El verbo, to bleed. Right? So, and it's an irregular verb. Bleed, bled. O sea, en la segunda y tercera columna, quitamos una E. So bleed. Man, if you don't put a Band-Aid on that, you're going to bleed to death. Yesterday, he bled. Okay? Another one, a pain in the neck. Yeah, it can be that you didn't sleep well, but normally if somebody's a pain in the neck or a pain in the ass or a pain in the balls, también se dice. You know what that means? Pesado would be the translation. And another way to say to be operated on, y cuidado porque esto lo empleamos con el on. Another way of saying that somebody's going to be operated on next week, for example, is, y suena muy raro, pero bueno, son frases nativas. He's going under the knife. Now we know we don't call it a knife, we call it a scalpel because we just looked at that word, right? Bisturi. Okay? So there you go. Some vocabulary, as I always say with these chapters, I hope you never need to use them, because if you're using this vocabulary, it's because you're feeling under the weather. You're not feeling well. You're feeling ill. You're feeling sick. right? But just remember, if you say, I feel bad, it means, no tenía que haber dicho eso. No, me siento culpable. Me siento como que me he pasado. All right, and those are just a couple things that I wanted to point out from English Everywhere, Inglés en cualquier parte. I imagine most of you have the book, but this book, just think of it this way. Here's what I always say when it comes to this book. When I wrote this book, I didn't imagine I was going to write another 4 books. You catch my drift? So I put it all in here. I put everything I could think of in each chapter. I was like, okay, what else would I want to know if I was, going to the hospital? And I would say, okay, I want to know the idiomatic expressions, the abbreviations, and all that jazz. All right, let's see who's with us. I see we've got some students participating. There's Chris Valrol. And she says, morning, guys. What's up, Chris? She says, come rain or shine, the show always brings light to our day. Awesome. Come rain or shine, pase lo que pase. Another way to say that, come hell or high water, right? Come hell or high water. O sea, infierno o inundación. Come hell or high water, ahí estaré, right? Great, Chris. I love it. And you sound totally native already. There's Born to Iron Man, our model students leading the way, marcando el camino. So proud of you. Let's see, Chris talking about today's Say What soundbite. She says, I heard an American guy. Yeah, he's trying to sound cool, isn't he? He's kind of going for that, like, I'm a tough guy sound. So I heard an American guy who's telling someone how he really feels. Yeah, como es la expresión, right? A lot of times when somebody goes off on a rant or a tangent, they're like, he is a motherfucker, and I hate that he does this, that, and the other. And then cuando alguien ya termina de despotricar, you say, tell us how you really feel. Como no nos ha quedado claro, sincérate un poco. Obviously, it's said tongue-in-cheek, in a sarcastic, irónico, in a sarcastic kind of way. So I heard an American guy who's telling someone how he really feels, and he's pissed off. There's another totally native. I love how you say in Spanish, he's goated. Cabreado. He's goated. Está como una cabra. He's nuts. He's batty. So he's pissed off, and he considers this person a partner with whom he has shared half his life. And now the other has done something that really let him down. Absolutely. And the word partner, there are 3 words that come to mind here. Partner, your romantic partner, right? Partner, if you have a company, well, he's my partner, es mi socio. And also if you're a police officer, ahí no se dice socio, no es mi, o sea, que vais juntos en el coche, my partner. In fact, a lot of movies are, you've got the cop and his partner, Training Day, Bad Boys. So I'll give you a clue. This way, in this aspect, he's talking about a cop partner, no como policía. Maybe that'll give you a little clue. All right, excellent analysis, Chris. You really got all the key information there. Wonderful job. Let's see. Born to Iron Man, ready to rock and roll. No surprise here. He says the doctor is going to scrub his hands after putting on his scrubs. Absolutely. And you know the song TLC, hablando de abreviaciones. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Well, they've got another song. I don't want no scrubs. Scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. Hanging out the passenger side on his best friend's ride. Trying to holler at me. I don't want no scrubs. Scrub is a scrub there is uno que siempre está, well, think about it. She says, hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride. So un gorrón, right? A scrub. This guy's a scrub, right? Not somebody who gets their own things. They're just kind of grubbing and scrubbing. To grub is mendigar. Oh, yeah. So great song. And there's another usage of scrubs. I don't want no scrub. Scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. Hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride. Ride is another way of saying su coche. So there you go. Great. Yes. To scrub your hands. I tell my daughter, scrub your hands before dinner. You know, we were playing in the park and, you know, a lot of kids, they wipe their noses and then they touch everything. That's how you get sick. That's how germs spread. So, and scrubs, como la serie, is that those green clothes that doctors wear. All right, great. The next one, he says, I have a sore throat. I hope it's not sore throat. Sería a sore throat, pero ahí repetimos. Hay otra, because a sore throat es que te duele un poco, pero no es que te han diagnosticado. Puede ser de gritar, eh? Sometimes if you're at a football match or a concert, you can go home and have a sore throat, but you don't have an infection. So I'm talking about the infection part there. Okay? So I have a sore throat, muy bien. Because you could say my throat hurts, but it's much more common to say I have a sore throat. But the second part, I hope it's not a sore throat. Almost. All right, let's see the next one. We were in stitches when they put him in stitches. I would say when they gave him stitches or when he got stitches. Pero por eso también me gusta que usemos las cosas para que veamos cómo emplearlo correctamente. So we were in stitches. To be in stitches is you were cracking up. When they gave him stitches or when he got stitches. Excellent job, Born to Iron Man. Folks, I can't believe it. We have got to go to a quick commercial break right now. When we come back, we'll take a look at the rest of the comments and much, much more. So stick around. Yeah, let's go. The second half of today's show with no name. Thank you so much for learning and laughing with us today and every day. Don't forget to stay tuned. After today's show, you've got Speaking with Confidence with Ale. And finally, I had the pleasure of meeting Ale in person. Awesome. What a great person. Honestly, an amazing individual. You know how you can tell when you meet somebody in an instant? I know I've got a pretty good bullshit filter. You know, I know when I'm like, sometimes my wife will say, what? I'm like, don't trust them. Sorry. She's like, what? I'm like, just a vibe I got. And I'm usually right. And instantly we hit it off. You say, hicimos buenas migas. I didn't think, just when I spoke to her on the phone, I already got that vibe from her. But then when I met her in person, confirmed. She's awesome. She's Ale, and her show is right after this show. It's called Speaking with Confidence. And Rob Grams, I don't have to tell you about Rob Grams. He's fucking awesome. You all know it. He's the glue. Well, sometimes you can be the boss and not be the glue. Right? El que une a todos. He's the boss and the glue of Vaughn Radio. And we had a wonderful time on Friday. Jules was there. Ruby was there. Kyle, Chris, Dave Boys. In fact, Richard Vaughn, Fitz. Wait a second. I think everybody was there. Now I'm realizing it. So we were there with bells on, como se dice, con muchísimas ganas. And a great time was had by all. And you can continue to learn with all my friends here on Vaughn Radio. All you have to do is download our free app, or you can find your favorite programs on our different podcast platforms. On the different podcast platforms. And again, we've got an exclusive one right now that is exclusively, you'll only find it on iVox. So for those of you who are iVox users, you can search for Vaughan Inglés 4.0, and that is a full course. And also you have homework during the holidays. What's the homework? I already told you. You have to watch all the Mel Brooks movies. I mean, come on. You can't ask for better homework than that, can you? Man, I'm talking about Spaceballs, Loca Guerra de las Galaxias, I think you call it. Young Frankenstein. I can't think of any more, but it's one after another. I mean, his movies are great. And the thing is that the puns. I mean, I think in one movie you can find maybe 50 to 100 different puns, juegos de palabras. So it's a true test to see how many puns you can catch in a Mel Brooks flick. All right, well, we've got a lot to cover, so why don't we kick things off with Homophones on the show with no name.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with homophone. Show it no.
Yeah. All right, amigos, it is Homophones here on the show with no name. Let's see what we've got for today's Homophones. As always, I want to see if you A, know the words, and B, know if they sound exactly the same, identical. The example I always use is The Dark Knight. Did I just say La Noche Oscura or El Caballero Oscuro? Well, without context, it can be either one, which is, I think, the brilliance behind, that nickname for Batman. I mean, it's brilliant. The Dark Knight. Wow. And where does he move? He moves around Gotham City on the dark nights, right? Las noches oscuras, where crime is rampant. Como decimos, rampant. Como se dice rampant? A saco, a tutiplén. Rampant. Se escribe rampant, pero se dice rampant. Desenfrenado, right? Descontrolado. Rampante. That's a word, pero eso es otro uso. The one I'm thinking of is everywhere, uncontrolled, right? Okay, so the first word, let me see. I always get confused with this word in Spanish, so I'm going to look it up just in case. So it's garra o zarpa, but I'm looking for the plural. So garras, zarpas. Okay, so we're talking about if it's a mammal. So tigers, for example, tienen esto. My cat has them as well. Okay. And también es on a bird. Garra. So garra, zarpa. Garras, perdón, es plural. Also pinzas, tenazas. So if we're talking about a crab es un cangrejo. Okay. So it's that's why I get confused, because it's used for different animals here. So, and it's different words: garras, zarpas, pinzas, tenazas. It's also en tercera persona, si le añadimos una S, right? Porque es con S que lo busco. Aquí es araña o rasguñar. So, mi gato siempre nos araña. Okay, so it makes sense, ¿no? Si es garras, zarpas, pues tiene sentido que sería arañar, desgarrar. Okay, so that is the first word over there. Again, it's the plural. So sería garras, zarpas, tenazas, pinzas. Okay, and the second one is something you'll find in a contract. Okay, you say cláusula. Okay, este no es plural, esto lo quiero en singular. So, la primera es plural, la segunda es singular. Una cláusula. También es estipulación, condición. That's another way to say that, right? So, when you're signing a contract, you want to make sure you read cada cláusula. Okay, it's also in grammar, we use it, en la gramática. Una proposición, una cláusula. So, en ambos sentidos de la palabra cláusula, we've got it. So, in Spanish, you say also, it's Santa's last name. Hablando de la Navidad. That's right. It's Santa's last name. So, Santa, which, as my daughter knows, we call Santa, I'm not going to say it. We call him Saint Nick, right? Saint Nick is another way to say it as well. And I know there was another one too. Oh, Father Christmas. The British call him Father Christmas. And we call him Santa, which you have to give me that word. And also Saint Nick, or jolly old Saint Nick, que jolly significa feliz, right? What is Santa's favorite tool? Easy. A hoe. Ho, ho, ho. No. Well, he says ho, 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 but a hoe is a garden tool. Una azada, azadón. Thanks for your folks. I'll be here all week telling my jokes. Don't forget to tip your waiters on the way out. All right, so there you go. Those are your homophones. Also, let me give you the Say What soundbite here for the third time. Pay attention.
Am I missing something here or what, Scotty? I don't get it. I don't understand this. You were my partner. I had you and Donna and the kids over to dinner, 20 or 30 times. Thanksgiving, birthdays. I trusted you. God, I trusted you, you bastard!
Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. This is what it's like at Vaughan Town, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Vaughan Town, lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to grupovaughan.com or give us a call, 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughan Town. That's right, folks. If you want more information about Vaughan Town, you can go on over to our website, grupovaughan.com. Also, remember, we've got special deals going on right now for our Christmas intensives. I think we used to call them Christmas impacts. And I can tell you, they're impactful. Yeah, they are awesome. I really, I stand behind all of our materials and all our courses. But this one, I can speak from experience, and it really is, that boost that you're looking for. Ese aumento, right? And I highly recommend it, especially when there's a 49% discount. Are you kidding me? That is a really awesome discount. Yeehaw, that's right. All right, let's go on over here to our chat room and see what we've got. Chris Valrol participating in our pop quiz. Let's check your answers. Born to Iron Man, you did a wonderful job there. Let's take a look over here. Okay, Chris says the doctor is going to scrub his hands together after putting on his scrub. The only thing, I'm going to give you an applause, but you don't have to put together. Not necessary. It's not wrong, but it's not necessary. The doctor is going to scrub his hands after putting on his scrubs, siempre en plural, como la serie. So yeah, we don't say it as one, sino con una S. Again, this is exactly why I always urge you guys to use full sentences, because now I know that Chris will know that. Because why? You don't have to tell Chris things 3 times. Some students, yeah, that's the way it works. Hey, everybody's different. I'm not judging anyone. But I know Chris, just me telling her once, she's like, got it. I'll never make that mistake again. So excellent job. And that's, I think, the best students are the ones who learn from their mistakes and they say, okay, now I'll move on. I know it scrubs. And it's a stupid little thing, but it is nonetheless one of those, it's like, we don't say pajama, we say pajamas. Well, there's another one, scrubs. We talk about it always in plural, excuse me. I'm making up words over here. The doctor is going to scrub his hands after putting on his scrubs. All right, let's see. The next one, she says, I have a sore throat. I hope it's not a sore throat. Okay, lo bueno, has puesto el a, pero veo que, All right. So let's see. Yeah, it's an infection. So the one I'm talking about is pharyngitis, infección por streptococo. Oh, that sounds like well, that one actually, if you know that one, it'll help you in English. You know why? We call it strep throat. That's right. Strep. You know strepsils? Isn't strepsils a medicine that you have for a painful throat infection? Well, strep, quita los sils, and you've got it. Strep throat. So again, a sore throat you can have from singing, from screaming, from, maybe you got cold, but it's not infected, hopefully, If you gargle some salt water, you have some honey and some tea or whiskey works too. I'm not a big drinker, as you guys know, but I remember having a sore throat and a friend made me a hot toddy, which is whiskey with some cloves in it and some lemon, and I instantly could breathe again. And I felt like, wow, my throat's not hurting for the first time. Now, the key is only have one, because if you have a lot of them, then you're going to get dehydrated, and that's never good when you're sick. So the word we were looking for there is strep throat. All right, so I have a sore throat. I hope it's not strep throat. Okay, again, if you think of strepsils, infección por streptococo, I don't know if I said that correctly, amygdalitis, pharyngitis. Okay, again, it's when it's infected. When it hurts when you swallow, that's the worst, especially if you work in the radio. Oh, man, it is debilitating. All right, let's see. And the last one, she says, we were in stitches while they were stitching him up. Absolutely. It's another way to say it. While he got stitches, while they gave him stitches, while they were stitching him up. And if you guys know the character Lilo and Stitch, well, Stitch is kind of a lot of different creatures stitched together, no? Cosido juntos, no? And also, when you see this character, you're in stitches. So it kind of makes sense on 2 different levels here. That character, Stitch, oh, man, every time I watch that, I watch him, I'm in stitches. And he's a bunch, in fact, the creator, I remember watching it. Well, he's a bunch of different animals stitched together, cosidos, unidos, juntos. So awesome job there. Okay, let's see. Chris says, I wash fruit, berries, etc., with water and a splash of vinegar or lemon juice to remove microorganisms and pesticide residue, just in case it's not eco-friendly. Yeah, and the thing is, even if it is eco-friendly, you trust big food? I don't. Oh, yeah, no pesticides. Yeah, right. It's organic. Yeah, right. Again, some are actually, advertising what they are, but they've already uncovered that there are a lot of people who are misleading the consumer, siendo engañosos. They're saying, "Oh, yeah," and then you look at it and you're like, all natural ingredients, and you're like, phosphates are not natural. Right? Like with fruit juice, and it says 2%, and you're like, 2% fruit juice. Why are you telling me there's fruit juice in it if there's only 2%? So good. Yeah, I've heard that too as well. Vinegar or lemon. And it also makes them last longer as well, if I'm not mistaken. So, Chris, you know your stuff. Tú sabes de lo que hablas. You really know your stuff. All right. Let's see over here. Chris says partner, pareja, compañero, socio. Yes. So, compañero si es policía, partner if it's your partner. The other one can be both. So partner, Diana is my partner, and Damian is my partner. Obviously, one of them is romantic, and the other one is because we've done projects together. So that's a word that you'll know from the context. All right, let's take a look also at our homophones over here. Let's see. First person to participate, Born to Iron Man. He gives us the two words correctly. And he says, are homophones. And Chris Valros says, no clue, but I'm going to say yes. All right. Okay, let's see. I'll give you both of them in context. There's a clause in my contract that that I can't eat bear claws. ¿Qué? Bear claws? What the is that? Well, a bear claw is a pastry. Garra de oso, un bollo relleno. Cada vez que hay algo así que es muy específico, lo que recomiendo es ponerlo en Google Images y poner bear claws dessert pastry, porque si no te va a salir una garra de un oso de verdad. But obviously they're called that because that's what they look like. Now, thankfully, I've never been close enough to a real bear to see what its claws look like, and I don't want to. But there's a clause in his contract that he can't eat bear claws with Santa Claus. Do they sound the same? Absolutely. Excellent job. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Great job there, folks. Claws and claws. And as I said, it's something that many different animals have. We said mammals. We said cangrejos. And many other. All right, well, we've got to move on, folks. So right now it is time for our news report.
This is the news report on the show with no name, bringing you the latest breaking news. I'm Alberto Alonso, reporting live.
All right, folks, that's right. Welcome to your news report over here. And, something's going on here. Oh, boy. Is that my cat? Or, oh, geez, what's going on here? Oh, Lord. Oh, man, the cat, cats, them, they like to get into trouble. Les encanta meterse en líos. All right, Kike, calm down. Stop breaking things. Stop shattering the glass. And there's a great word. To shatter is to break into many pieces. When we talk about glass, you shattered the vase. The vase or the vase, el florero. But also, if you say, I'm shattered, means you're extremely tired. Hey, there's another double trouble. Well, in this story, we're talking about a feline, a cat, that's right, and a driver's windshield, parabrisas, you say, was shattered, now we know that word, roto, en pedazos, by a dead cat that was dropped by a bald eagle. Now, you can't script this shit. Esto no lo puedes ni guionizar intentando. I'll say it again. A guy's driving down the road. All of a sudden, a dead cat drops onto his windshield and shatters it And how did the cat drop? Not from a tree, from a bald eagle, una águila. The symbol of the United States, that's a bald eagle. So yeah, a guy was on his morning commute listening to the Pro Bow show. I highly recommend it. And he was near the Great Smoky Mountains in the United States. This is in North Carolina. And this is like a freak accident. Un accidente imposible que pase dos veces. And the good thing, the driver escaped unscathed, ileso, without injuries. But the bald eagle dropped the cat's carcass directly. I mean, that's also a good aim. Buena punteria, bam, right onto the windshield. And this happened. At first, the guy was in shock. He knew something heavy had smashed into the passenger side of his front windshield. And he saw that the glass was instantly shattered. And he thought at first, I mean, maybe it was a piece of rock or debris from a truck. No, que caen a veces de los camiones. But no, it was a feline, a dead one. And so it seems like the bald eagle had captured this cat, killed this cat, and was about to eat this cat when he lost its grip. And the cat, if it wasn't dead before, it was dead when it hit that windshield. So, I mean, that seems like something that no matter how, you could try to make that happen, and it wouldn't happen. I mean, too many things, the planets had to align. Now, poor cat, I'm glad the driver was okay. But they said that, of course, when they called the police, they called in the emergency services, the first responders, the first thing they asked is, are you okay? And the guy said, well, yeah, I'm just a little bit flabbergasted, como en shock. I'm a bit flabbergasted. And then the next question was, and how's the cat? And the driver confirmed that the cat was deceased. That's another way of saying dead, right? Difunto, I think, would be the proper translation. The cat did not fall inside the vehicle. It hit the windshield and then bounced onto the road. To bounce es botar. The car obviously had to be taken to the body shop. We looked at that word last week, right? A body shop. Where does a skeleton go shopping? At a body shop. A body shop is where they fix cars. And as I said, the driver was unscathed. He walked away unharmed, although now the guy has a phobia of falling things falling from the sky. And I'm not talking about meteorites. Nope. I'm talking about cats. This is what we would call a freak accident. And it wasn't the cat's pajamas. Remember that expression? The cat's pajamas es la bomba. Man, I would have been freaked out. Asustadísimo. All right, well, folks, I can't believe it, but we have got to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with much more Show with No Name. So stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Can't believe it. We are here in the fourth and final part of today's Show with No Name. Hopefully somebody will be able to figure out our Say What soundbite. Chris, your evaluation of it was great. your summary. So we'll see if you can fill in the blanks over there. Also, instead, did I say double trouble today? Well, we already had 3 double troubles, if you recall. In our pop quiz, we looked at the word scrubs, to scrub something. Also, a scrub is a person who's always mooching off people, gorroneando. We looked at throat, to have a sore throat versus to have strep throat. And we looked at to be in stitches and to get stitches. All right, to be in stitches and to get stitches. We looked at the word doctor too, which was a double trouble. So we've looked at a lot of double troubles. Well, today, just to up the ante, subir el listón, we're going to look at a triple trouble. What? Are you kidding me? Yeah, that's right. Hey, and then we had another one. My cat is the cat's pajamas. Mi gato es la bomba. Wow, show is full of double troubles today. Plus, we've got Name That Movie. We've got so much to do. And as you know, we've only got about 26 minutes to get it all done. Are you ready? All right, folks. It's time for today's triple trouble.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is.
Give it up.
Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double.
Come on, baby, baby. Come on, baby, baby. Come on.
I said double trouble.
That's right, folks. It is our double trouble here on double. Did I say double again? Oh, no. Triple trouble. Now, the good thing is we've already looked at one of these words today when we were talking about pinzas. I always forget. See the words? It's just one of those words, dependiendo qué animal. So, pinzas, ¿dónde está la palabra? Pinzas, garras, zarpas. If we said es un cangrejo, o también also a lobster, langosta, tenaza as well. So, all right, let's see what you got, folks. All right, here it is. Today's triple trouble. Ese cangrejo es un gruñón y tiene ladillas. Ladillas, a sexually transmitted disease. Yeah. Hey, I know it's weird, and I don't know if they can have them, because I don't know how crabs fornicate, and I don't think I ever want to know. Certain things are better left unknown. All right, so ese cangrejo es un cascarrabias, es un gruñón, y puede que tenga ladillas. I want the puede que tenga there. This way we practice that structure. So, ese cangrejo es un cascarrabias, un gruñón, y puede que tenga ladillas. I think is the word. Let me make sure there. I think it's ladillas. Yes, a venereal disease. So it's pubic lice. Lice es piojos púbicos, right? So, oh God, poor cangrejo, right? So you got to use the same word 3 times in our triple trouble. Ese cangrejo es un gruñón o cascarrabias y puede que tenga ladillas. All right, there's your triple trouble. Good luck. I'm sure somebody will be able to get it, especially because I already said the word cangrejo when we were looking at the word claws. All right. And also, let me give you the say what soundbite. Here is the 4th and final listen.
Am I missing something here or what, Scotty? I don't get it. I don't understand this. You were my partner. Had you and Donna and the kids over to dinner, what, 20 or 30 times?
Thanksgiving, birthdays. I trusted you. God, I trusted you, you bastard!
Alberto, viene Tom Cruise al hormiguero y tengo que decirle una cosa. Tengo que decirle, vamos al lío. ¿Cómo se lo digo?
Vamos al lío, tío. Eso es facilísimo. Piensa en la canción de DJ Tiesto. Let's get down to business. Give me one more time
together.
Let's get down
to business. Let's get down to business. Ah, lo sabía, pero no sabía que lo sabía. Aprende inglés con canciones, películas, videojuegos, series, personajes, onomatopeyas. Todas las cosas que te rodean están en inglés, pero no te das cuenta de que ya las tienes en la cabeza. Solamente hay que colocarlas. Y para eso, utiliza nuestro tercer libro, This Book is the Shit, por Alberto Alonso
y Damián Moya.
Así da gusto aprender.
Oh, yeah. That's right, folks. You can pick up This Book is the Shit, also English Everywhere, which we were taking a look at today in our pop quiz. Tons of amazing materials, and they're all available at our Vaughn Tienda. You can go to our main website, grupovaughn.com, and take a look around. Also, if you're following us on social media, you'll be in the know. You say enterado. I used to mix it up with enterrado. You'll be buried. Oh, my God. All right, let's take a look over here and see what we've got. Chris Valrol taking a stab at today's triple trouble. Now, Chris gave it to us without the puede que, but also I'll say something. If you answered right away, then I didn't say the puede que the first time. Okay, so I'll give it to you, even though I want to see if you guys know the puede que tenga. All right, but again, that's what happened there is that the first time I said it, I didn't say it. I was concentrated on the words and I didn't look at the structure. So let's see. That crab is a crab and has crabs. Absolutely. So crab, cangrejo. To be a crab or to be crabby es el adjetivo, con dos B's en ese caso, and has crabs. And I guess if you look at these ladillas under a microscope, they look like cangrejitos. I don't know, thankfully. Thankfully, I don't have any experience in this area. But great job, Chris, in our triple trouble. Born to Iron Man says that crab is crabby and may or might, muy bien, may or might have crabs. Puede que tenga. Excellent. So be careful at a restaurant. If you ask the waiter if he has crabs, you might be asking a really personal question there. So I would say when you're talking about the food, do you guys serve crab? Yo lo diría en singular, just in case. Porque ladillas, just like in Spanish, you say it with an S. So that crab is a crab or is crabby and may have crabs. Excellent job to my superstar students. Kicking ass and taking names. Chris Valrol taking a stab at our Say What soundbite. It looks like you've got about 85-90% of it. So great job. We'll take a look at those words that you're missing. And we will fill in the blanks. But right now, it's time to do your favorite section. Name that movie. Name that movie. Yes, it's Name That Movie here on the Show with No Name. And as always, this is where we take a look at a movie. We extract tons of English from it. We even learn from the title. And we talk a little bit about the movie by looking at the summary and also by looking at a scene from it. And today's movie, we're going to learn from the title as well. So that's awesome. I love it when I don't even have to give you an excerpt from the movie. The title itself is a play on words, you know? So that's wonderful. Okay, so here we go. The story of Michael Oher, a homeless and traumatized boy who became an All-American football player and first-round NFL draft pick with the help of a caring woman and her family. Okay, so let me, I'm going to put the word in here. Okay, and the title of the movie is called Lado Oculto. Okay, dar la espalda. But it's pegar a alguien cuando no te está mirando, ¿no? O darle a alguien cuando te están dando la espalda. So it's also a verb. It's not just el lado oculto, but to atacar a alguien cuando no lo esperan. Okay? It's a great expression if you didn't know it. All right? The story of Michael Oher, a homeless and traumatized boy who became an All-American football player. Now, remember, if we say the word football in my country, we're talking about the one where you use your hands, right? The NFL, an American football player, porque si no, diríamos soccer player. And first-round NFL draft pick, o sea, el primer elegido cuando hacen las elecciones. So that means the youngest, not the youngest, the most promising young talent, right, would be the first round. I mean, at least the one everybody wants to get their hands on, right? Every team would love to get the first round. If you're picked first round, o sea, te eligen como primera, if you get the first round pick, you get first choice, right? So that means you're going to go for the one that looks the most promising. Now, many times we've seen that this, later is maybe disappointing, decepcionante, because you're like, oh, I picked the first round guy, but then the third round pick or the fourth round pick ended up being a much better player. So, it is kind of a lottery too there. And with the help of a caring woman, una mujer que le ha cuidado, que le importa, and her family. All right, Chris, Val, Rol, got it. The movie is called The Blind Side. El lado que no ves. But also, if I'm walking down the street and somebody punches me in the back of my head, I'm like, you just blindsided me. Okay, that means me has dado un golpe que ha venido sin esperar ahí. I just got blindsided. Y puede ser con una pregunta, no tiene que ser un golpe, puede ser también con un ataque de, what? I wasn't expecting that question, man. You blindsided me. So think in football, blindsiding is atacándole por el lado que no te ve, right? So excellent title there. And Chris says in Spanish, it's un sueño posible. Okay. Pierde ese doble sentido ahí, but I love it. The Blind Side. All right. Well, Sean says, Michael, we have something we'd like to ask you. Tenemos algo que nos gustaría preguntarte. And Michael says, what? And Sean says, well, Leanne and I, Leanne is a name, we're, we'd like to become your legal guardians. Okay. Now, your legal guardian, siempre se me olvida esta palabra. Lo he buscado. Vamos a verlo. Legal guardian es el que te cuida, pero no son tus padres. Okay. So legal guardian is tutor legal. Okay. Guarda y custodia, the person who is in charge of you if your parents are not around. Okay. And legally, they're responsible for you. So tutoría legal. O tutor legal, your legal guardian, okay? And Michael says he had never heard the word before. He says, well, what does that mean? ¿Qué significa eso? ¿Qué quiere decir? What does that mean? And Leanne says, what it means is, and she's stuttering, so she's nervous when she's telling him this. Well, what it means is that, we want to know if you would like to become a part of this family. Si te gustaría ser parte de esta familia. And Michael says, I kind of thought I already was. Pues pensaba que ya era, ¿no? Pues un poco, yo pensaba un poco que ya era, el kinda, que es la palabra kind of. Pero cuando lo decimos rápido, y ya se ha convertido en su propia palabra, kinda se escribe. So, kinda, are you hungry? Kinda, algo. I kinda lo pensaba un poco, right? We use it all the time. Kinda. And let's see. Chris says the director's name is awesome. Oh, yeah, that's true. Good eye, Chris. The director's name is John Lee Hancock. Now, you guys know we've looked at this before. The name John Hancock, quitando el Lee de ahí, is la firma, right? We're going to need your John Hancock. Ahora, esto es en inglés americano. John Hancock was one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence. And he had the most ostentatious, the flashiest signature. So his name has become a synonym for a signature. Wow, Chris, good eye. All right. It's time to move on to your joking.
Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch! Ouch! You get it? Ouch! He walked into the bar.
Heeeeey.
You're joking.
All right. Some cat jokes. Why not? Cats rule the internet. Is that true? I mean, they rule the house. I know that. But I mean, the most viewed videos on YouTube are cats. And on Instagram and on TikTok, these creatures are funny. All right. So what's a cat's favorite color? Purple. Purple. Purr means ronronear. Is that how you say that? Well, think about it. You're making the sound purr, purr. P-U-R-R is how we would spell the word. Pero la U es como una E, purr, right? We also talk about un motor, ooh, listen to that engine purr, right? So, and it reminds me of the song. You know how I learned that word in Spanish? Como ronea, delante el novio pa' que la vea. Como ronea. And I asked my cousin, what is ronea? He goes, what a cat does. I go, meow? He says, no. I go, oh, purr. So what's a cat's favorite color? Purple. Purr. Okay, why are cats afraid of trees? Because of their bark. Oh, no, I didn't. You get it? Bark is the outside of a tree, corteza, but also bark is what a dog does, right? Ladrar. Okay. And it reminds me of the expression, his bark is worse than his bite, or her bark is worse than her bite. Poco ladrador, poco mordedor. You know the expression. Okay, and you're barking up the wrong tree, te equivocas. No estás tomando con la persona equivocada, right? Aquí yo no tengo nada que ver. You're barking. So bark is the outside of a tree, right? And bark is what a dog does. And those two idiomatic expressions. So why are cats afraid of trees? Because of their bark. Su ladrido, su corte. All right, last one. What do you call a cat that loves bowling? Que le encanta hacer los bolos. What do you call a cat that loves bowling? An alley cat. No? An alley cat? Well, a bowling alley es una bolera. Okay, we call it an alley. An alley es un callejón. And think about it. Donde tiras la bola? It looks like a narrow street, right? But also an alley cat es un gato callejero. That's right. So you get it now? What do you call a cat that loves bowling? An alley cat. I know I missed my calling. Mi vocación. I should have been a comedian. All right, folks, it's time for famous birthday trivia.
Famous birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
All right. right, ladies and gentlemen. Number one, we just said his name thanks to your classmate, Chris Valrol. He is an American screenwriter, director, and producer who shares a name with Signature, with the guy whose name is famous for Signature, but the word Lee is in the middle. All right. And he has directed The Rookie, El Novato, The Alamo, The Blind Side, which we just looked at, Saving Mr. Banks, about the story of Mary Poppins and how it got made, The Highwaymen, and many, many others. Number two, this English musician was in the group, the Five. I can't give you his name because the name of the band, because it's his name. The Five, and they were part of the British invasion. They followed the Beatles to the United States in 1964. They were formed in Tottenham. They don't say Tottenham, they say Tottenham. And the drummer was the group's leader, and that's the guy who's celebrating the birthday today. Some of their songs, Glad All Over, Estoy contento por todas partes, that knocked the Beatles song, I Wanna Hold Your Hand, that knocked it out of the top spot. So these guys were a force to be reckoned with. Now, obviously, in retrospect, the Beatles won the battle, but these guys were right there, giving them a little bit of, making it fun. Let's say it that way. And other songs, Bits and Pieces, Can't You See That She's Mine, Good Old Rock and Roll, The Red Balloon, and many others. And last but not least, this guy was half of the show Miami Vice. Well, yeah, there were many characters, but we watched Miami Vice to watch Crockett, Sonny Crockett, and Tubbs. Well, he was Sonny Crockett, this guy. And he was in Miami Vice. He was also in another show called Nash Bridges, and he's been in many movies as well. A Boy and His Dog, Tin Cup, Django Unchained, which is the Tarantino movie, Knives Out, and many, many more. And the guy has even put out albums as a singer. Yeah, he was a sex symbol, I remember, in the 80s. And he got famous also for wearing suits without socks, right? That was his style. Well, you're in Miami, you know. You never know when you'll end up on the beach. All right, today's three famous birthdays. Number one, John Lee Hancock. Number two, Dave Clark, the Dave Clark Five. And number three, Don Johnson. Don Johnson. And that's going to bring us to our Say What soundbite. Don Johnson over here in Miami Vice, overacting, if you ask me. What are you bastard? You were my part. It's too much. But hey, that was popular back then, the overacting. And where is it now? Did I just, oh my goodness, I think I just deleted it, guys. Are you kidding me here? All right. Let me see if I can get it back here. Okay, I got it. Okay. Am I missing something here? ¿Me estoy perdiendo algo aquí, dice? Or what, Scotty? Okay, Scotty. Am I missing something here? Or what, Scotty? I don't get it. No lo pillo. I don't understand this. You were my partner. I had you and Donna and the kids over to dinner. Os invitaba a mi casa a cenar. What, 20 or 30 times? Thanksgiving, birthdays. I trusted you. I trusted you, you bastard.
Am I missing something here or what, Scotty? I don't get it. I don't understand this. You were my partner. I had you and Donna and the kids over to dinner, what, 20 or 30 times? Thanksgiving, birthdays. I trusted you. God, I trusted you, you bastard!
All right, excellent job, folks. We are out of time. We've got to hit the road, Jack. And we're going to hit the road with Glad All Over. Yeah, it's another way of saying happy, glad. I'm glad you guys were able to join us today. I'm glad all over. This is the Dave Clark 5, and it's a song that came out in 1964. Thank you so much, folks, and we'll be back tomorrow with more. Come on, everybody.
You say that you love me.
Love me.